Pool cleaning simulator. Is it going to be a win or a bin? Let's have a quick read through of the description on Steam. Pool Cleaning Simulator is a power wash simulator-esque cleaning game where you use a variety of tools to make filthy pools sparkling clean. The game recreates the entire process of cleaning, scrubbing, and maintaining various pools, from luxurious backyard havens to community swimming. ... There's not even enough room for the full description, so I don't know what they wanted to say after that, to be honest. Thank you to the developer for providing the key. This game is out on the 7th of September. So I'm getting a bit of a look at this, just one level, to see what we think so far. Fairly self-explanatory as to what it is. You go around cleaning pools in different settings. So the one in my video here, as you'll see, is the end result of a murder. You're cleaning out the blood afterwards. What do I like about this game? Well, I think, although I've not seen much more than just the one level I played, because I don't think there is actually any more in the game so far, there's plenty of scope for different settings of pools. Now, I know the description of the game does allude to some different settings, and I've also informed you about the scenario that you get to play here. But there's a lot of scope. I mean, you can imagine you've got public pools where you've got slides, inflatables, you can have humongous wave machines, maybe things like that you might have to fix, just potentially really cool things like that. You could have just a jacuzzi out of the back of someone's garden, you know, something that sort of size. So I think there's lots of things that you could do. So it'd be good to see what they do come up with when this is released in full in a couple of days' time. There's a reasonable variety of tasks, and again, certainly scope for more variety of tasks. So there's changing of filters, there's draining the pool, refilling the pool. There is tidying things up. I know it sounds a bit boring, and to be honest with you, it is a little bit. But there is a few different things that you could do, and they may expand on that. I'm not sure, but so far there's a few things to do, albeit a tad dull. If you're someone who likes chilled out games where you just literally have to press a couple of buttons, walk around, press another couple of buttons, take your time, no time limits, just potter, literally do what you like, this could be alright for you. It might be one just to do whilst you maybe got something cooking in the oven and you can't dedicate to something too committal in terms of the brains. So yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for this, but maybe if it's your bag for a thoughtless game, keep an eye on this. Things I don't like. Well, I'm going to start on the graphics. I'm having to play this on medium. There's low, medium, ultra. That's it. There's no other particular specific graphics settings. If I try and play it on ultra, it sounds like my PC is going to explode, which I don't think is particularly fair on my machine, because in medium, I think the graphics look a bit crappy, to be quite honest, and I can't imagine ultra would be much better, but I can't play it on ultra. It's too glitchy. It's probably about 3 or 4 frames a second. I can't play it like that. I understand that the recommended settings is actually better than what I have available as a computer. So if we're playing by the rules, it's probably not going to work on ultra. But I play games such as, just to throw out there, F122. That's got really good graphics. I can play that on medium absolutely fine. And this is nowhere near that level of quality. So yeah, I'm not sure. Even on medium, it's a little bit iffy, but it's playable. But I think there's something maybe not quite optimized here with the graphics. The whole thing really is quite glitchy, certainly when it comes down to the objects in the environment. So when you put an object down, it's actually quite unstable. It will fall over, it will appear 2 meters away from you where you're trying to put it down, for example. Objects disappear into the floor, and then you've got to try and get it out of the floor, and sometimes it won't pick up. It's all a bit annoying, to be perfectly honest. It's easy to get stuck on things. There's no jump button, so you can get stuck on chairs, bits of tape, all sorts of things. You can just get stuck on the scenery, basically. And on this level that is in the video, you've got to put some objects or some rubbish into bins. Sometimes the rubbish doesn't go into the bin, it just sits on the top and it gets stuck, and you don't know if it's in the bin or not, and it's all just a bit meh, and just very faffy and all over the shop, really. The user interface is ugly, it's bright, it's not particularly intuitive, there's no tooltips when you hover over something in the store. It's just not very nice to look at, and it hurts your face. Not amazing at all. The music is really stressful. It sounds like playing Space Invaders combined with some terrible, cheap dance music, which clearly isn't actually by anyone with any talent. And the UV light that you have to buy should be in the game by default. even as a torch, a UV torch, because as I found, I didn't know you needed it. So there's me spending literally about an hour trying to clean a pool with a pressure washer, and it's just I don't know where I need to go. I thought I've cleaned it, and some bits, look perfectly fine, but it's not confirming as clean. There's no indication on the screen to confirm what you're doing. There's a percentage bar, which means nothing, which is part of the rubbish UI. And eventually I realised, I've got a UV light. So I put the UV light on. It's freestanding, so you just place it down. Then you can see where the dirt the game wants you to pick up. And then it makes far more sense. You can focus on those areas rather than the physical appearance of dirt or blood or whatever it might be. You need the UV light, and it needs to be there by default. It should not be a purchasable thing, because without it, it makes the game far more painful. Please put it in by default. Overall, this is not a good game. I'm not going to put this in the win category. It's firmly going into the bin category, as it is. And although it could be a bit of fun for a very short time, for a chilled out period, right now it frustrated me more than anything, and I disliked far more than I did like. So not for me. Avoid this unless it's something you really would like because it appeals to you for whatever reason. Perhaps just wait for it to come out, wait for some fixes, wait for improvements, see what the developers do.